Hey friends, welcome to episode 3, The Season You're In. In this episode, we're going to talk about what a season will teach you, what you will learn about yourself, about others, and about your next in life. Whether this is your sandpaper season, where it's rubbing you the wrong way, but it's refining you for your next destination. Let's jump into the season we're in. This is the Undercurrent. Hello friends, welcome to episode 3 of the Undercurrent, the season we're in. You know, when we think about seasons, we've been talking about them for a little while now because we're changing seasons. We are in the space where the earth is moving a little further from the sun or just repositioning itself. And we have this autumn season. I really appreciate fall. As much as I love summer and being a Buffalonian, I love winter. But I really appreciate fall because it gives us that buffer time between seasons. I want to talk to you about the season you're in. It may be a growth season. It may be a stalled season. It may be a season of grief. It may be a season of expansion. You may be in a season of expectation. You may, unfortunately, be in a season of disappointment. You may be in a season of struggle, or you may be in a season of absolutely triumphing. You see, everybody is assigned a season, and they're really not like punishment. Seasons are the workshop of growth and discovery. We get an opportunity to sit back and either be exhausted from the last season we just finished, or we are so amped up to get into the next season because we are prepared. Seasons are an opportunity for us that life pulls us out of our norm and says, hey, I want you to be reflective. I want you to be grateful. I want you to think about where you are and not just move on autopilot. You see, marking the season and naming what's unique about it right now is really important. So why don't you think about it? What season are you in? Not about your feelings, not your emotions. How do you feel? What's the season? What are the indicators around you? What are they saying? What's happening in your marketplace? What's happening in your family? What's happening in your relationships? What's happening in your marriage? What's happening in your community? Well, you can see that the nation is in a season of political chaos. The world is on fire. And so we may have seasons of anxiety that we can't navigate it. AI has introduced a whole nother season, sort of an existential threat to our long-term employment. This issue of the have and have-nots. People are in seasons of survival, and depending upon where you are in the world, your season is different. But I just want you to kind of identify what season you're in. Your emotional season, your mental season, your physical season. How's your health? How are you doing? Your relational season. Has it been a drought? Or maybe it's overpopulated. How do you navigate understanding these particular times? You see, seasons invite perspective, not just productivity, because a lot of us think that we have to be productive in every season we're in. Because somehow we have convinced ourselves that checking the box or producing a thing in the season we're in is necessary to validate our existence. May I say to you that sometimes you can just be in the season and enjoy it. Let's talk about that for a second. Are you enjoying the season that you're in? And I understand stressors. And for my friends that are going through, and maybe you're dealing with a diagnosis, maybe you're dealing with changing that you're getting older, that your seasons are changing because your life is changing. But are you enjoying it? Because I will tell you this, you can't stop seasons from coming, but what you can do is take a deep dive into your perspective on how that season will impact you forever. I know that being young is a great season, but I will tell you that our young people and young adults are having some tough times in this season. It's difficult. It's difficult to navigate. It's difficult to understand. They're in seasons that we never really embraced. They're in seasons of technology and seasons where the world is moving so fast that they cannot process. And then it becomes the big question about who they are. What season are you to help someone else in their season? Can you help them navigate it? Can you help them gain perspective? Or maybe you're in a season. Maybe you're in a season of breakup, a season of divorce, a season of death, a season of debt. Or maybe you're in a season of love. Maybe you have found your sweet spot, that sweet spot of purpose. Maybe you're in the season of being absolutely validated, that you're on top of the world. You have to embrace and enjoy. Yes, I did say enjoy, underline it. You have to embrace and enjoy every season. Because one thing we know about seasons is that seasons change. You're not going to always be where you are. And so you can lament, you can curse the day that the season started, but I promise you that if you will embrace it, that season is a mentor. That season is a tutor. What is your season saying to you? How is it tutoring you in terms of resilience, perspective? Does the season push you to be something that you refuse to be? You know, the you that God formed is not the you that you're being, because you're being the you that the world framed. So in this season of life, determine whether you're walking out your authentic purpose, your distinctive personality, or are you on autopilot, simply kowtowing and conforming to the frame of the world that will dictate to you something other than your purpose. Seasons invite us to have perspective, not just productivity. So even if this is not a productive season for you, you still are wonderful. Even if this is not your best season, you are still your best, because you will not be defined or determined by how much you produce for yourself or anyone else. That season is there to say, hey, stop, you're human. That season is there to say things are changing. How are you shifting with seasonal change? How do you practice gratitude? I think that's one that we all need to pause, because what I've learned is that because we move so fast, we're not grateful for the moments. I often say so many times that we really don't know how to experience the power of a moment. I'm a moment guy. I believe in living in the moment. I believe in creating moments. And I'm not necessarily tied to holidays, birthdays, occasions, because people think that on your birthday or your anniversary or the occasion, that's the big thing. But what about all of the small moments that leads to that moment? It is difficult for me not to share a moment, but then to celebrate a holiday or to celebrate an accomplishment. Because really what you need is people in your life that are also in your moments. People miss great moments, moments of revelation, moments of discovery, moments of angst, moments of feeling overwhelmed. And it is in those moments that genuine relationships are formed. But you've got to figure out what that season is. So how do you practice gratitude? How does gratitude awaken you to a place where you now shift into another space? You know, when I think about my family, when I think about our international work, when I think about the things that we do on a daily basis, I begin to think about the seasons not only that I'm in, but others are in. I talk about my kids all the time. So I think about the season of the daughters that are married and then the baby girl who is navigating life, right? And so there's a season for every one of them. The real deal is, as a dad, I've got to figure out what season they're in and adjust myself to their season. You see, part of, I think, helping people navigate seasons is not only you being aware of where you are, but you've got to be aware of where the other person is and be for them in their season what is necessary and not what's irritating. You see, every season has lessons. There is no way you can live life, even today, and not come away with a life lesson, because ignoring them costs your capacity later. The lesson is for you to build capacity. The lesson is for you not only to produce, but to hold. And I hope that in reflection, as we move into holidays, as we go into Oktoberfest, and we have wonderful community days, and you have state fairs and a whole bunch of birthdays and other things that happen. And then November with Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is really, it means something if moments before the day meant something. And if those moments mean something, then Thanksgiving is going to be a time of reflective gratitude, of deep appreciation, of looking back and saying, man, here we go again, almost at the end of a new year. Then we move to the seasons of Christmas and New Year's, and we start it all over again, because that's what happens. Seasons change. So why don't we think about this? Let's name 3 things this season is teaching you. What are you learning in this season about yourself? What are you learning in this season about others? What are you learning in this season about the next season? Because every season is present to prepare you for the next thing. You know what I love about life is that everywhere you're going, life is already teaching you how to cope when you arrive. Our problem is that we're not present, we're not aware, and we're not intentional. Because every lesson I'm learning today is for tomorrow. Every lesson I learned 10 years ago is for right now. And unfortunately, we are so focused on getting to the destination that we don't even enjoy the journey. The journey of this season is amazing. It may be bitter at times, but would you want a life that is consistently one way? The variety of seasons, the variety of life helps us to embrace the fullness of ourselves. It really pushes us to be our distinctive and unique and incredible self. So stop being the you that you're being because you're framed by conditions and emotions. But now be the you that you were formed, and then embrace the season that you're in and conquer in that moment. And when you conquer this season, next season will be welcomed with open arms, because you have learned everything you need to know in this season to manage, succeed, and thrive in your next season. So name 3 things that this season is teaching you about yourself, about others, and about your path forward. Because I promise you, this isn't your last season. And I believe this, that this is the best season of your life, whatever that season is. Because if it's a season of stress, if it's a season of anxiety, if it's a season of being overwhelmed, here's good news. That season's about to end. If it's a season of super success and expansion, here's good news. That season is about to end. Because you get to embrace new life, new seasons, so that you can see new capacity in all that you strive. So, what season are you in? Let's talk about it. This is the Undercurrent. Hey friends, thank you for joining me for this episode of the season we're in. Would love for you to go to our website at matthewlbrown.org. Please make sure you subscribe. Join us on all our social media platforms. And in a couple of days, September 25th, our live webinar, Align for What's Next. You are important to what we do, and I hope that we're benefiting you as well. We'll see you very soon.